Hello again, people. Right, it's 5:30 on Friday evening, or afternoon, late afternoon, and I'm on a trade that I took on pound CAD. Now, this is something I never trade, and really it was taken because I wanted to. The pound was showing as weak on here, and it wasn't, and the CAD was showing as strong, very strong in fact, but I don't really use this indicator here much. But what really well, I was struggling. Basically, I was trying to get a short on cable. Oh, that's why I've got our little what's it here. Excuse me. And I'd been waiting for a cable short, and it just kept messing about. Look, you can see this was probably a valid short entry, and as you know, I try and avoid cable because it does move. It seemed to move a lot slower. I was really miffed because you know, I go in and out all the day, and I missed this move. I was actually doing my analysis. I watched it run away from me. I'd been waiting to trade this. I was watching the charts, and it just wouldn't line up. All the time frames wouldn't come into alignment, and literally I think I was waiting for 15 to align, and it hadn't aligned. And you know, I'm meticulous, so you know, I'd got my breakdown, confirmation through an old support level, this candle here, low, high, discount those two because they're inside bars, lower, high, higher, low, higher, high. So I was watching this for a break. It broke, and then I wanted to pull back, but it just went too fast away from me, and it was a 37 or 38 pip move right in front of my eyes. So that was annoying, because I had been waiting for that one. In fact, it ended up going 75 pips, but I watched it go on the 1 minute chart, and it got about here and bounced, and there was no way I wanted to risk taking it. I'd missed the entry, and that's all there was to it. So then I've been waiting for this to break down again and do the old confirmation thing, and it did actually confirm down, if you like, here, high, low, lower, high, lower, low, and a break of that candle there, as you can see, and then it popped straight back up. And again, I was saved from entering because of the way I enter the trade. You know, I want a pullback of some sort, and then another confirmation on the low, and that's really important. I probably don't stress that enough. I won't trade unless I get a confirmation, and that's why I missed that one, because it didn't pop back and go. So then, as you can imagine, I'm champing at the bit. I was watching cable, and that wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. Too slow. You can see this is just sideways, and I do not want to get caught so far away from this 8 hourly MA. And so I thought I'd just run through all the pound currencies, because that's why they're there. Really, I shouldn't have all these others on here, but just pound and gold and whatnot. And you know, at the time this was bullish, so that was confusing. And then up came the I looked at them all, and CAD was just beautiful. That great big bar there, then we'd broken down with this little bar there, all the other time frames lined up. Let's have a look at some, see whether it makes sense for you. So we're here before my trade, remember, and when this started turning red, I didn't wait for it to change to red, because as I've said before, the volatility in the market, this had already told me I was good to go short. This was the pullback bar, this was the short, and again when this one was turning red, I didn't have to wait for that one. But look, here's my power movement, if you like, and we've got the power movement there as well. So my entry would have been perfect. I could have entered on the following bar, but after seeing that GJ go away without me, I was not taking any chances. And this was actually a 22 pip net of spread move. The spread was nearer 2 than 4 when I entered, and the reason I avoid this is the value of a pip is only about £5.80. So even though it's a 22 pip move, it's only really equivalent to about a 15 or 17 pip move on the pound dollar, which is about £8 per pip in value. So it's always something to take into account there. GJ is about £7.30, I think, a pip in value. Each pip's movement is that £7.30, if that makes sense. Always worthwhile to make a note of that. But then it cancels itself out. So, you know, if you're not worried too much about the pippage, as it were, because this has got, look, this has got an average daily range of somewhere near 200, I think. That says 180 behind there. And today it's moved 408. So, you know, what you lose in, because if you traded 11 pips in cable, you'd still make more money by getting that 17. So same goes, or 22 should I say, same goes for GA as well. That's about £5.80 a pip, but the movements are huge. I didn't even get round to looking at that one because I like the setup on this. So there's a sort of lesson there. Yeah, 402 pips again today, average 249. So again, what you lose in the pip value, you gain in the actual pips moved in that same period of time, I suppose. So swings and roundabouts. But it certainly wasn't, that wasn't on my radar. There's nothing interesting there at all. But GCAD just shouted at me. And going back to it, let's have a look at the higher time frames again. Everything was aligned nicely. That's my entry, obviously. Pound had just turned, sorry, the 15 minute had just turned from green to red prior to my entry. That was good. 30 minute was red and not overstretched on the RSI histo prior to the trade. This had just popped below zero, so it was very, very bearish looking. And again, we've just popped below the 20 line on the hourly, and we'd broken the uptrend low high high low high high with a closed, clearly strong close below that level, if you can see it there behind all the rubbish on this chart. So just turned red on the hourly as well. So it was just screaming short, absolutely screaming short compared to all the other things. So that's it, guys. You know, hopefully this has given you a few more hints to my mindset and my thought processes. I bet that GJ is starting to look a little bit weaker now, turning red. Yes, no, nothing there would interest me in trading. It has, you know, this is why I was looking at it anyway, is because it's broken through on the hourly. It is clearly through the you know, broken the trend through loads of support. This is just the pullback. I wouldn't be surprised if this crashes again a little bit later. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a good day, or evening now. Have a good weekend, and thanks for all the comments, guys. Alex and Ben, have a good weekend.